Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, all praises and double honors due to Yahweh, Bahashem Hamashiach, and Malak Yahushai. Secondly, this is Brother Yardan, WFI Detroit, coming back at you with yet another cold cut. Today in this cold cut, I want to touch on faith. On my way home, I was meditating upon the scriptures, upon the precepts, examining myself, and examining this world and measuring the times that we're in. And the Most High brought it to my attention, brought it to my thoughts to remember to trust in Him and how scary it is to not trust in Him. And after the phone call I had with Abad, it inspired me to speak about this and do a short video on this topic, which is faith. How much faith do you have? How much faith are you willing to have when you're at ends meet? When you're, as they say in the world, on thin ice, or when all hell is beginning or about to break loose in your life. Perhaps you're having hella dreams or just plagued in a body with pains and choler and nothing but ailments. Perhaps your wife is being mysterious, looking around at night. Perhaps you may be short on money. You patting your pockets every 5 seconds. I mean, whatever type of hell you're going through, you have to remember to trust in the Lord. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. And so we understand a bit of the Most High's emotions and how He feels, what triggers Him, if you will. The same way me, you that's watching this, we all have certain triggers that can evoke anger. So does the Most High. And so if we worship and serve anything other than Him, best believe He's going to be angry. He's going to be upset, for He is a jealous God. You don't want to make anybody jealous. You wouldn't purposely make your wife jealous. You wouldn't purposely make your best friend jealous. You wouldn't purposely make your parents jealous. So why at all would you make the Most High jealous? Now you can make Him jealous by serving too much time to TV, your phone, TikTok, playing a game, hooping. Anything that you're giving an exuberant amount of time to, it turns into worship. I mean, ask yourself, when was the last time you prayed? Or if you put that much energy into worshiping the Lord as you do with other things that may surround your life. And now, bear with me, truck coming by. Now, with that being said, the opposite of jealousy, or the way to prevent jealousy, is to trust and to honor and love Him in all thy ways and all thy doings. And I'll give a few examples in this video. Before I do, I want to read Numbers 13 and 25. And they returned from searching. Matter of fact, pull up my Bible app. My other one. I got a few Bible apps. Numbers chapter 13. And we'll jump towards the bottom. In verse 25. And they returned from searching of the land after 40 days. Now this is the account on where Moses sent out the 12 spies to check out the land of Canaan. This is the land that Israel was going to receive. And as you continue to read, I'll jump further down, get to the main point, verse 28. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak there. The Amalekites dwell in the land of the south, and the Hittites, and the Jebusites, and the Amorites dwell in the mountains, and the Canaanites dwell by the sea and by the coast of Jordan. And Caleb stilled the people before Moses, and said, Let us go up at once and possess it, for we are able to overcome it. But the men that went up with him said, we are not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And so here in this account, you see the perspective and the spirit of two men. You have the spirit of Caleb, to where his confidence is just overflowing. His cup overfloweth with confidence and trust in the Lord. Because as we know, the battle isn't determined by man's hand, but more so by the hand of the Most High. And Caleb is showing the people that he trusts in the Lord by confidently saying we can do it. And of course, naturally, in the name of the Lord, because there's nothing man can do on his own. On the contrary, we have these other men, these softies, that say, oh, we can't do it. We just can't do it. Ask yourself, when was the last time you said, I can't do it? And if you didn't say that, you may show it through your actions. For an example, one of the signs of fear is knees buckling, your hands trembling, your arms shaking, right? Let me pull that out, if I can find it, if the Lord allows me to find it. This is Ezekiel 7:17. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. Right, so feeble hands and knees shaking as water, that's a great sign in you not trusting in the Lord. What man trusts in the Lord and starts shaking like a reed in the wind? Ask yourself, when was the last time you were fearful when you saw a cop behind you? When was the last time you were super fearful or unsure or nervous about getting a job? How far are you going to trust in the Lord? That's something you have to ask yourself day by day. Will I trust in the Lord a little bit, half the day, 3/4 of the day, only around 3 p.m.? No, you have to trust in the Lord nonstop. That's what it means to love him, right? Of course, keep his commandments. But even in that, you have to trust in the Lord that you're keeping these commandments for a purpose. I'll bring out a few more precepts. Bear with me. This is Titus chapter 1 verse 2. In hope of eternal life, which God that cannot lie. And the reason why I bring this out is because the Most High, he's going to have a reward for us. Now, he's not dangling that reward before us like a carrot in front of a rabbit on a treadmill, or, you know, a cake to a fat kid. He's not a liar. He's not dangling the kingdom and like, you're close, you're not going to get the kingdom, too late. The Lord's not, he's not a man that he should lie. Man lies, you lie, right? We've lied in our life. The Most High being eternal and infinite, he never lies. And so why wouldn't you trust in somebody that never lies? Think about it. Why would you never trust in someone that never lied, ever? That's the true and faithful witness. Moving on, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, verse 13. And again, I will put my trust in him. And again, behold, I and the children which God hath given me. And so, all throughout the Bible, you see a common, mighty spirit among the righteous, which is faith. From Abraham down to John, down to Paul, down to Polycarp. All of our forefathers, the righteous ones, because we have wicked forefathers, all the righteous, and they put their faith in the Lord. They put their trust in the Most High God. Let's say your car just get jammed up, or I don't know, your wife leave you, or perhaps you down to $200. How? Ask yourself, how much will you still trust in the Lord? What will you do? Now, a sign of you showing that you don't trust in him, as I mentioned before, you don't always have to say, I don't trust in you, Lord. I mean, your sign of distrust is shown by your actions. If you begin to seek alternatives for a deliverance, that's you trusting in it. For an example, if I'm down to my last $100 in my bank account, that's all I got to my name, and I seek more money, and I come to the conclusion I must sell weed, I must sell drugs, my trust is no longer in the Lord, but more so now in that drugs that I seek to get money from. I'm putting my trust in the drugs to deliver me from my poverty. We pulled out the first verse in Exodus 20:5. The Lord is a jealous God. Imagine you being a husband, have a wife, and your wife don't trust in you, and she always asking another man for help. You would get beyond pissed off. I mean, words wouldn't describe how you feel. You'll feel like, wow, she doesn't trust in me. This is a sick feeling. And that's how the Most High feels. That means you have to literally trust in the Lord all day 24/7. There's no expiration date. There's no end time to trust in the Lord. You have to constantly trust in Him 24/7, all day and every day. It doesn't matter what you go through. In fact, I don't care, because you still have to trust in Him. Romans 14:22, hast thou faith, have it to thyself before God. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in that thing which he alloweth, even as it reads in the book of Sirach 14:4. Right? You don't want to let your conscience condemn you. The Lord said, in the grand scheme of things, we know man wrote these letters, but at the end of the day, it was inspired by the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So the Lord said, our hearts is greater. It's like, let me pull it out. I don't want to butcher it. I'm going to read it as it's written. This word is too true and too faithful and beautiful for me to just paraphrase it all the time. Now it's in the letter of John. St. John. I'm just like, the letter to John. The letters. Slipped my mind. See that? Oh, I remember. Bear with me. This is 1 John chapter 3, verse 20. For if our hearts condemn us, God is greater than our heart, and knoweth all things. Beloved, if our heart condemn us not, then we have confidence towards God. How much confidence do you have in God that He can deliver you? You know how much confidence the Maccabees brothers had to say what they said when you read in 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter? I mean, their confidence was off the charts. And so back to Romans chapter 14, hast thou faith, have it to thyself before God. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in that thing which he alloweth. And he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. And for whatsoever is not of faith is of sin. So if it's not of faith, it's of sin.